Me and Dom are performing the power balance test on this 2006 Suzuki Verona. We have the vacuum tester hooked up back here. Dom, you can start it. The vacuum tester shows that we have good vacuum. It's at 20 inches of mercury. How you perform a balance test is you just unplug each of these and see if it drops. If it drops, it says it's a good cylinder. Let that one drop. Then you go to the next one. Just unplug it right here. They're all dropping. Go to the sixth one. Drops a little more than all the other ones, which means it's a good cylinder. It's working well. None of these are misfiring, so you'd be able to tell. You can see the small changes in it. And the power balance test is really easy to use, and it's a good thing to know because if you have a misfire, you can just figure out which one is from based off the vacuum pressure. Alright, after trying 5 different compression testers, me and Dominic are now going to do the compression test on this 2014 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. It's a 4-cylinder coil-on plug engine. Now the compression test can be done when the vehicle is hot or cold. Good cylinders normally range from over 100 psi, and they don't vary more than 14 psi per cylinder. A compression test is normally done when there is a loss of power. It can help tell the condition of the valves, valve seals, piston rings, as they may not be wearing evenly. It can also tell you if a head gasket is blown or not, which would be like when 2 cylinders next to each other will have low compression together. So for this test, you'll want to unplug the coils, take the screws out, and keep them all in order, and then take out all the spark plugs and keep those back in order. And then you'll find the correct adapter that matches the spark plug line and hook it up to the tester. You also want to take out the fuel pump relay after warming it up. Then you're going to want to crank it 5 times for the compression test. Dominic, you can go ahead and crank it. If you watch it'll go up, and so this cylinder is at about 160, 150, so that indicates that cylinder 1 is a good cylinder. So then we can move on to the next cylinder. You just relieve the pressure before you unplug it from the adapter. You're going to want to unscrew the adapter, and then you're going to want to switch it over to the second one for you.
Okay. A real one. There's a great big one in the back. You know those kind that are about this tall and that wide and that deep? They got a handle on 2 wheels. You push them right.
And that's all set up for the next test. Compression test, you just continue to move from cylinder to cylinder, and each one shouldn't vary more than the 14 psi that I stated previously. And we had checked them all before, and they all were at like 150, 160 range, so they're all good cylinders. Also remember to hook up a battery charger so it'll not crank slow, because that's the problem we just had. And then you just have to put everything back in the correct order and make sure it's all there.
We just completed the engine cylinder leakage test. We first started off with putting the piston at top dead center, and then once we did that, we hooked it up. We put 100 psi into the regulator through the hose, and after that we went through the other cylinders. All of them seem to be holding their pressure well, except for this last one. This last one was like, it was leaking a little bit. Don't know what was up with that. Maybe a valve was peeking open, who knows. But besides that, all the cylinders were good, and this vehicle did pass the test, and I don't see any mechanical issues. So yeah.